Right guys, welcome to another video, and today's a little bit different. It's going to be a complete honesty video, I guess you can call it. I don't know what I'm going to call it, but it's going to be a little bit about what's going on and yeah, how I'm feeling and all of that stuff. How's my trading going? All of them things, because I feel like there's a lot of stuff that I need to get off my chest, and I feel like a lot of you will agree with most things. I think a few of you will strongly disagree with some of the things I say, and a few of you can actually relate to my position as well. So I know a few people out there are in the same position as me, so it's going to be complete honest talk about what I think, my outlook and everything that's going on. So before I get started into it properly, it's going to go quickly into who I am. Obviously I'm Lach Velikov. I've been learning how to trade since 2018 January, and in July the 1st of 2018 I went live. So today is June 2019, and you know, some people may say it's early. For me, it's probably the best decision to go in as early as I did, because I've learned a lot since then. So I don't regret that decision. And from July to December, I managed to return 5%, just over. All right, for me, I wanted more. I thought I could do more, but turns out 5% over 6 months isn't bad at all, especially for your first 6 months. There was a few psychological errors, maybe two at most. I learned a lot about myself through that period. Learned how to trust my system and I say ish. And then I just did that. There was a few sort of actual mistakes as well, execution wise, which are normal. They still happen now. You can't really avoid them, but I could have easily had more. And come December time, as you do, you sort of enhance your system, you review and you enhance it. And I use enhance, I'm not going to use the word change, because everything I did on my system made it better. We're talking, I did FTB, I retested for like the 100th time, added targets onto it finally, and I'm finally happy-ish trading the FTB, right? With targets, and it's enhanced my performance, right? I added a few cipher patterns here and there, it's enhanced my performance. And I switched up, so I didn't switch up then. So December, I added these small little changes, and I went to a percentage based approach. So every trade I was looking to risk around 1%, right, as closely as I can get to that. And started off, what was it? So I started on the 7th of January. On the 3rd or 4th, there was 2 FTBs. So this was like a Wednesday, and I thought, look, I'm just going to start on a fresh week. I'm not going to go half weeks. I missed out on around 3 to 4% pure, which was frustrating. They're like, okay, but it still hurts today. It's like, wow, 3-4% I just missed. And I'll tell you why it hurts even more now, because we're looking back on it like, wow. So then, like I said, 7th of January I started, so it gives me around 3 weeks to the rest of the month. Boom, minus 8%. And it hurt, don't get me wrong, it hurt a lot. But if I was all excited about 2019, like, yeah, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna return 20 to 30% at least, easy. I've got this new system, new approach, enhanced everything, all good. And yeah, minus 8%. January took a big hit, and I was like, ouch. So that hurt. But the thing out of that is, look, August was a bad month for me as well. August was like minus 8% or something like that. So I thought, look, it is what it is. We can get out of this, right? Come February, I expected to bounce back a little bit. My maximum drawdown, according to my back testing and all of that, is minus 10%, around that. And come February, I thought, look, we can bounce off this, and we hit another minus 1% or something like that in February itself. So it didn't really get anywhere, and it was starting to frustrate me. Now 2 months, come on now, like, I had this positive pressure on me to finish the quarter positive, because both quarters before I've had a drawdown in each one, like for a whole month, but I've still come out positive in the quarter. And come March, right? March I did a 5% month, which was like, okay, cool. And I did finish the quarter on about minus 4%. And it is what it is. I checked my stats. I didn't even know if it was normal or not. Turns out, I've had negative quarters in the past, back tested. So I'm like, all right, cool. Yeah, it's not ideal, but it's not completely out of the norm. Now you think, all right, you just had a very good month. Maybe this is, your boom period that you're going to excel out of your drawdown. April was pretty flat as a month. About zero, yeah, just literally break even month. So it is what it is. You're there like, all right, cool, can we actually just win now? And May came in with a few losses again, minus a few percent, and back to around -7 and that sort of area. So you're there like, this is 5 months now. And come July now, it's just deeper and deeper. I'm literally borderline 10%. I haven't gone over the 10% drawdown yet. I say yet because I wouldn't be surprised anymore. I'm literally at like 9.9% drawdown, something stupid like that. And the thing about that is, if I didn't make these enhancements I did over Christmas, we're talking adding FTB targets, adding, changing it to a percentage based approach, and adding the ciphers, whatnot, I would be severely down. I would be around 15%. I wouldn't say 20. I'd say around 15% solid down. So for me, I've saved myself. I've done everything I can to save myself. But for me, I'm 6 months in and I'm not making money. And it's not even about, it's not about the money. For me, it's a 2.5k account. What am I going to expect, right? Even if I do return a good percentage, we're talking 750 a year. It's nothing. But here's the thing: I need trading to work. All right, let that sink in. I need it to work. I'm not someone that's working full time and gradually shift into trading. And it would be nice. Yeah, it would be nice to be trading. I would love my free time and all of that. I need it to work. I've got no sources of income currently, and I've gone big. I've spent all my money. I've spent all my time and efforts and everything into trading, and I've got nothing to show for it. So I've got a year and a half of hard work. I've never worked this hard in my life, right? A year and a half, and I've got nothing to show for it, and that pisses me off. That pisses me straight up because you're looking at a lot of people out there, especially the industry the way it is. You're sat there like everyone's just making money or pretending to make money, showing all their profits, whether they're trading or not. And I'm sat there like I've put all this work, all of this. I'm probably a better analyst of the actual market itself than most of these people, and I'm not making money. So how does that even make sense? It doesn't. It doesn't make sense to me. It hurts my brain, and I'll tell you why. Like you might have just heard me say, "Look, I think I'm a better analyst than most people." I do. All right, compared to the average person, I do. I do think my analysis is very good, and you would see that in the videos I've posted up to now, and I will be posting consistently in my day trading. The predictions, more time they play out. So it's one of these things where my analysis, I believe in my analysis, but here's the problem, right? My live trading consists of a few things. My live trading consists of FTB, patterns, and continuation. Now, continuation, I enter on the 15 minute between 7 to 11. So typically, I don't get too many opportunities, right? I probably, since June last year, or July last year, sorry. So that's what, 12 months almost. I've probably had around 20 continuation opportunities max across my 4 pairs, sorry. So it is rare for me, and I'll get into continuation in a second, but like I said, the rest of my strategies are FTB and advanced patterns. Now, when it works, and it should work because of your backtesting, all of them things. And it is what it is. You don't really feel like when I returned 5%, I don't really feel too proud of myself because it was like I'm just following the system. It is what it is, just one, right? When I was out the drawdown, you're there like, where I was a month drawdown. So bear that in mind, it was a 1 month drawdown, both times, a month and a half max. And I got out of them like, right, it's all gone according to data or according to plan, all good. This mechanical system, pretty much mechanical, it's fine, it's fine. So when I enhance it, I'll do even better. But once it's been 6 months and you realize the system is not working, they're like, what's going on? So what's going on? The feeling with this system is that you feel helpless. You just feel helpless that you can't do anything because you're following the rules. I've had 91 trades so far, 92 maybe. I don't know if I'm going to trade right now. Might have triggered, but 92 trades in 6 months. I've made 3 mistakes. Yeah, 3 mistakes, and all of them have been trade management mistakes, in terms of, let's say, one of them was while I was asleep, one of them happened within like 30 seconds to a minute, one of them was just a silly mistake or something like that, right? So no psychological mistakes whatsoever in 6 months time, and I'm sat here losing money. That doesn't sit well with me. And to make it worse, right, I'm going to get onto backtesting soon because it's going to be a big topic for me. I've got my opinion. That's where I feel like most people disagree, but it is what it is, isn't it? So, um, during that period, right, I've been forward testing 4 hour patterns on 16 random pairs aside from my portfolio. And that started in February. I thought, look, why not? Might as well. Let's see how I actually like it. Do I enjoy it? Does it take up a lot of my time? Is it worth it? And problem with that is, I've been forward testing it. I might have missed, one or two trades. Like, don't get me wrong, I probably have, but I will do sort of like a proper review uh, sometime soon, I guess. But it's not a frequent thing. And, I've ended up since February, I'm in around 200 pips up. And I'm looking at that compared to my live account, and I'm 700 pips down. And this is pure forward tested, pure no real effort. I'm just looking at the chart twice a day max, right? My analysis, just flicking through the pairs, looking for patterns, and it's done better. I'm like, all right, cool. Ideally, I'm gonna test that because it is a mechanical system. Patterns are mechanical systems. The way that I trade them and execute them, they're just very mechanical. So for me, I was there like, all right, cool. That's frustrating, but um when it came to April, right? I mean, I've had what 4 months or 3 months, a whole quarter of just being negative. I thought, look, I need to be trying new things. Now, I'm not going to stop what I'm doing. Don't get me wrong, I'm not going to stop live trading. I'm sticking to the plan because I should believe in that process, right? Keyword should. And I do to an extent, but you'll see why I don't as much anymore. So, from them on them 16 pairs, I started day trading as well. So what I've done is I've set my rules. Like, look, IPD in a way on the hourly, and then I execute on the 5 minute. And since then, I've had around 35 trades to this day. So this is like mid June now, like I said, and it's positive. And here's the thing about this whole thing, right? This day trading versus my system. Day trading, I'm not doing any patterns, no patterns whatsoever. And you learn something from every single trade, like every single trade, regardless if it wins or loses, you learn. Because if it wins, you're like, right, it won because of this, this, that. It lost because of this, this, that. Maybe it wasn't the best setup. Why wasn't it the best setup? And you've got this freedom of choice, right? Now you're looking at my actual system trading or my live trading, and you're sat there like, right. So I just took a few patterns. I literally so that this week's been shit all over. I've taken like a 4% hit or something stupid like that. I can't be bothered to go into it, but it's pissed me off because just it was like close margins, and it could have easily been a 3% week, but instead it's a -4. So, but I've taken a few patterns and they lose, and then you do your review on the day and you look at your chart and you're like, so what can I learn from this? And you're looking at like nothing. I personally couldn't find anything to learn from it. I just saw, look, it's the pattern, the pattern is what it is. Was it the best buy at that potential price? Would I buy if it wasn't the pattern? Probably not. I don't really have any real reason. And you don't learn much. You don't. That's my personal opinion. Again, my opinion on everything. So there's that silliness, I guess. But day trading, you've seen in the videos, you learn so much every single day, every single setup, every single prediction, whether you're involved in it or not. And it's one of these things where it's making me question the whole process of backtesting. Now, hear me out here before you start going, ooh, like, getting all hyped up and that. That I believe in backtesting only for mechanical systems. So we're talking only for FTBs, patterns, very strict rules systems. If you're doing like RSI system where it's like as soon as RSI goes oversold, you sell, 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 right? It's a mechanical system, very so rules based that you can almost automate it, all right? Now, I've always had this feeling. It began around, let's say, October time, where I thought when it comes to continuation or pure counter trend or IPD, it almost works, the same on every pair. Now, yes, every pair has got its differences. Don't get me wrong, but it's price action. It's pure price action that you're trading, and it's one of these things where I started to doubt it, but I had these little considerations. Come December, I was a little bit more towards what I'm thinking again now. You don't really need it. Come now, I don't personally think you need to backtest price action, pure price action. And I'll tell you why. Yes, it would be nice to have your expectancy. Yes, it would be nice to have your maximum drawdowns, your results, all of that, your data, and you'll see what performs better, what you're good at. But let me tell you what, right? 3 months I've forward tested it, and yes, I've had decent results. Right, I'm just above break even in theory, but that's me playing it aggressive with like no trade management, which I could have saved quite a few of these losses. But here's what happens, right? When you're back testing, let's say you've got a uptrend and you're looking to buy as soon as we touch the kill zone. Right, as soon as we pull back into our kill zone, we buy on a higher close on your lower time frame. Right? Now, here's what happens. What what I've had, again, this is my personal experience. So when I'm testing it like that, you know, you're there like, okay, I'm gonna buy. It comes to the kill zone, it touches it, and now all I care about is a higher close. You just care about that. You don't care what price is done. You just care about a higher close that's giving you a risk reward, and that fits your entry criteria with the stop loss and targets. That's it, right? Now compare that to live trading, right? Price evolves, and when it's come to your zone, you might not get an entry or not, but it's one of these things where when price starts to do a certain thing at your kill zone, right? All of a sudden you question, actually maybe let's hold out a little bit. Maybe this long opportunity isn't as good as it looked initially because of what we've done currently. And I've stayed away from a lot of these losers because rather than me going down a time frame like, oh, where's my entry? Where's this double bottom? Where's this 15 high close? Where's this? Where's that? Right? I'm actually looking at price. I'm like, hold up, let's wait. Let's just wait because right now it's not saying it will actually carry on higher as predicted. And these things you don't. It's that intuition, in that feel, that almost. I don't know how to describe it, but you're so aware of what's going on in your time frames, your higher time frames, your everything. And yes, you can replicate that in theory, um, in back testing. Yes, you're looking at a higher time frame. Yes, you have a bullish bias. Yes, you're looking for an entry, but it's not the same, and it's not the same. You don't have that same feel. And for me, I don't want to test it, and I'm being straight up with you. I don't want to test it, and I am going live with it on the small account, on the £200 account or something like that. 1st of July, and that money, if I lose it, I lose it. That's fine. That's on me, right? But I'm not gonna sit here and do nothing about it and rely on the system and sit helpless for the next 6 months to do what? Because I'm currently 10% down basically, all right, and I'm wanting 20% a year, so I need to put 30 in 6 months. Do you think I believe in myself I can do that? No, I believe in myself. I don't believe in the system that I can pull it off, not because it's what it showed me prior. So I'm acting on that. I refuse to backtest that for now. I've forward tested it for 3 months. I've learned a lot. And it's one of these things I've spoken about the difference in psychology where it's, look, mechanical system, the blame is not on you at all. No, win or lose, you have no responsibility. Win, you're like, yeah, you're right, cool, right? Lose, you're like, yeah, it's just a system, yeah, but you're helpless. That's the big thing. I'm helpless for the last 6 months. And some of you apparently know me that, and you might think, I like control at times. I do. I probably do like control. And do you know what? I'd rather be in the same position 6 months down the line, losing money, 10% down, but knowing I placed bad trades or knowing I made mistakes, knowing it was my fault. I've always been someone that takes responsibility for my actions, good or bad. So I would rather know it was my fault. But when it's not my fault, technically, right? Yeah, you could be like, oh, you create your system, all of that. Yeah, cool, whatever. Yeah, but I've done nothing wrong. I've stuck to the plan. I've made all these good trades. Right, 3 mistakes out of 91. Right, so you can't come at me for me really being the blame here. And I don't feel the responsibility. I feel helpless. So I don't want that feeling. And 6 months down the line, right? So come December, I don't want to be like 100% of my accounts, which would be 1 out of 1, right? If don't do what I'm doing now, to be in the negative, right? I'd rather have that account finish negative as it just probably would. I don't know, all right? But I'd rather have a second account which has actually made money and has given me some sort of credibility for 2 years of work. Because otherwise, that's absolute shit. If I got 2 years of no results, no nothing, that hurts me because I need income now. I need that to turn into a business, and I'm almost in a desperate position, straight up. So it's one of these things where, look, like I said, I believe in mechanical testing. Like I'm still testing. I've been testing, and I don't want to test anymore. Like I don't. But I'm doing it because It's like my last little fucking push, right? I'm doing that. I'm testing the 4-hour patterns because the plan is to just have a mechanical account, FTB patterns, set portfolio on that account, do whatever. I don't care. Right, heartless. I can do that with ease. It is what it is. I accept the losses. You accept the winners. There's no emotion. Even if I win, yay, I won. Nice. Right, cool. That's fine. But where the real learning is, where the real independence, where the real responsibility and real psychology is, that's in pure price action trading. And that's down to my opinion. Whether you agree with it or not, that's down to you. Obviously, everyone's got a difference in opinion. Everyone's at a different stage in their trading. You might be 10 years live profitable trader. You might be just starting out. You might be just back testing. I don't care. Everyone's got a different place. But for me, that's the way I see it. And my results in forward testing have proven me right. And yeah, forward testing isn't the same as live trading. No way. No way. It's very similar, but you can't replicate the emotions. You can't replicate that. But that's why I want to do it, because £200 ain't shit, right? I've got 2.5k in the other account, or I say had 2.5k in the other account, because now it's just going down. I can't do anything about it because I'm just sticking to the rules. Today, what? Just got stopped out, hit targets. Yay, woo. It's shit. And it pisses me off. So that's what's going on. 22 minutes into this video, but yeah, I got a lot of this out my chest now, so I hope you enjoyed. Like I said, some of you might agree, some of you might disagree, but that's my opinion, that's my standpoint, and I'm not someone that's gonna wait and hope in the system, right? I need results and I'm taking responsibility. Right, if I fuck up, and it's on me. I'll take that.